Hey guys, you're watching Tech Radar. I'm Basil and this is the Sony Xperia XZ2. Sony's completely reimagined the XZ series, our Xperia series in general, with this new design, incredible spec sheet, and yeah, they've really listened here. First thing you're going to see, you've got an 18:9 screen. That is a 5.7-inch Full HD Plus panel that supports HDR technology as well. It's a super wide color gamut, so it's going to look really nice, showcasing your content perfectly. You've also got a front 5-megapixel camera, a slight step down, but that's because you've got reduced bezels on here. You may think 18:9 probably won't have stereo speakers. Well, Sony claims that the S4 speakers on here, surround speakers, are 20% louder than the XZ1 as well. You've got no 3.5mm headphone jack, which many will grump at, but you do have a dongle in the box which will turn this USB-C connector into a headphone jack. Sony will also be shipping an additional accessory that turns this into a headphone jack and an additional charging port, so you can charge and listen at the same time. Of course, you've also got Bluetooth on here as well. aptX all of Sony's standards that make sure you get decent quality Bluetooth in there. Around the back, fingerprint scanner. First time we've seen this fingerprint scanner placement in a flagship from Sony. In the center, you've also got a camera, 19-megapixel camera. Now this might sound like the same resolution on the old Sonys, and indeed it is, but it's got some new tech as well. You've got 960 frames per second slow-mo bursts at full HD, as opposed to just 720p on older models. As for the video recording, you can also get up to 4K HDR video out of this thing. It'll take around 20% more space than a regular video recording in 4K, but the HDR demo that we saw back here showed that it really will make a difference if you've got an HDR television. Under the hood, you've got a Snapdragon 845 paired with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. This phone also supports micro SD cards up to 400GB, so you'll have plenty of room for all your movies, games, and any other content, 4K, Full HD, whatever you want to get on here. Sony's also introduced a vibrating engine into the XZ2. This vibrates based on the sound that the phone's experiencing. So if you're playing a game, watching a movie, it'll get nice and loud and also vibrational. There's an improved vibrating mechanism that makes it much more nuanced. So whether it's a murmur going into a climactic eruption or whether it's a really loud sudden jolt, you'll be able to feel the full spectrum, and you can turn this on and off very easily. What's also really nice is that the battery isn't too small. It's over 3000 milliamps, which means that you should get a full day out of this thing because the screen isn't massive. I'm a big fan of what Sony's done here, and the fact they've included wireless charging for the first time means Sony's really upping their game. The design's probably the most striking thing about it in the hand. It reminds me of a really old Nokia Windows phone. It's got a kind of metal frame, rounded back, rounded front, but what's nice here is that it is glass and it's IP68 water and dust resistant as well. So it's hardier than a lot of other flagships on the market. Like I said, I'm impressed. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you want to know more about this and its baby brother also just announced, the Sony Xperia XZ2 Compact, techradar.com is your destination. Thanks for watching.